If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs. Starting off, we're going to hit you with the shoulders. Malevolent Gladiators, Fellweave, Amos. My PvP vendor, 3 marks of honor is the cost. Could be 2, not really sure, but if you bring 3, at least you get 1 back in some way. Some kind of math that works. The chest is straight out of the Nighthold Heroic. Croesus is the boss. Kind of a fair drop rate to pick up the robe from Legion. Moving on, we have a goblin showing the belt, the Nighthold Heroic. Croesus is the boss. Kind of a fair drop rate to pick up the belt. I also think you can buy it on the auction house because it's a look-alike that drops from Isle Expeditions. People put on the auction house. House of Nobles Cape. Tierguard Sam, which of course is Alliance only. Proudmoore Admiralty's World Quests. Kind of a fair drop rate for the cloak. Moving on to the feet. Conjurer's Shoes. Dustwallow Marsh. Huge Claw is rare, or you could just step up by it on the auction house. Next up, we're going to show you the gloves, which are from Throne of Thunder LFR. Duramu the Forgotten. Life Draenor's Sorted Grips. 22% on the drop rate for those really cool looking hand pieces there. And the head, Hood of the Faceless Shroud. Very, very Warlock like. Dragon Soul LFR. And Blackhorn drops it with about a 25% drop rate. The weapon is the last piece in this set. The Bite of the Bleeding Hollow Mythic Hellfire Citadel. Fair drop rate. And we're going to go to the Eternal Flame for the shoulders, the mythic version that is. There's the boss. There are the shoulders, about a 5% drop rate to pick those up. Moving on to the robe, which you're going to pick up out of Blackrock Foundry Mythic. Operator Thogar, 15% on the drop rate. So far, we have a little bit of Warlords of Draenor, the fun, and Legion. And next up, we're going to spin it back 1 X-Pack to Mist Pandaria and a Throne of Thunder Heroic. Cache of Storms, 14% shot to get the Vita Binder Wrap, which is a belt, of course. Sticking with the Goblin Dude and showing the back, which is the Dark Leather Cloak. Vanilla level leatherworking. Check your local auction house or your local leatherworker for the purple cloak. Moving on, we have a Void Elf showing the feet. General Satin Slippers, or the General Satin Slippers. I don't know, generals that wear slippers don't exactly scare me. Netherstorm, BC PvP vendor. Moving on to the hands, Firecaller's Hand Wraps, Battle of Dazalahar. And we got about a fair drop rate for those. Next up, we're going to move on to the headpiece, which is part of the same tier set as the shoulders. Eternal Palace Mythic, Radiance of Ashara. Kind of a low drop rate to pick up that really spectacular looking helm. And the weapon is out of Uldir Mythic. Fetid Devourer drops it at a 5% drop rate to get the Purifier Flame Staff. If you're firing some green flame, this works perfectly for you. Mantle of the Thousandfold Hells. Throne of Thunder, LFR, Iron Quan, fair drop rate for those shoulders, which of course are from Mist Pandaria. And the chest, Embrace of the Wind Serpent, Sunken Temple, Shade of Hakar, 5% on the drop rate. One of my favorite old school dungeons. Not the revamped one, but the old school one. Really digging it. Okay, Worgen stepping up, showing the Strife Riddled Cinch, which is Tomb of Sargeras, LFR. Maiden of Vigilance, 6% on the drop rate for the belt. The feet, Consortium Boots, Blades Edge Mountains, Mugdork, same thing. Anyway, 36% drop rate. Find them, take them out, get the boots. Hands are Gloves of the Thousand Hells, part of the same tier set as the shoulders. Throne of Thunder LFR, kind of fair drop rate to get the hands. Now we're going to show you the cape, which you could pick up from any given vanilla level tailor or buy on the auction house. The choice clearly yours. That's it. We're giving you choice A, choice B. And now this is looking epic on an undead dude. Demon Prince's Ascendant Crown, which is of course Hellfire Citadel Archimon, 14% on the drop rate for that kind of golden green fell-like headpiece. And the weapon, Primal Combatant's Energy Staff, 5 marks of honor, of course, from the WoD PvP vendor. I know, blue doesn't really work for Warlocks, but the fact is, the shoulders are a Warlock tier piece, which is from Legion, and Legion kind of changed that with a couple of tiers that were blue. And I really liked them, and hope you guys do too. The Royal Moonshroud robe, one of my all-time favorite robes from Wrath of the Lich King, level tailoring, or something you could just simply pick up on the auction house. Moving on, we're going to show you the belt, which is part of the same Warlock PvP tier set from Legion as the shoulders. So, marks of honor to pick that up. You might already have it. You never know. Moving on, we're going to hook you up with the cape, which is the Cloak of Cheerful Flowers, which, of course, is not going to put any terror in anyone. It's a quest reward at a Mount Hyjal. Next up, we're going to hook you up with the feet, which you could plainly see are the Ritual Sandals from Wailing Caverns, Druids of the Fang. Drop it. Or you could just simply buy it on the auction house. Next up, the hands, which are the hand wraps of Inevitable Doom, which are out of the Burning Throne heroic version, Argostia Maker. Kind of a fair drop rate for those grayish gloves. Now we have a Lady Human showing the 100 Fathom Veil, which is a headpiece out of Tomb of Sargeras heroic. Mistress Sazine drops it at about a 5% drop rate. That's a basic priest piece that Warlocks can get. So the weapon, Junkyard, Motivator, Mechagon, Old Big Tusk drops it 10%. Lady Blood Elf, or one of them, is going to show us the shoulder pads of Dao Dao Chung, one of my favorites in the game. Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic, Sun Tenderheart, 17% on the drop rate. I like all 3 renditions of that particular set. The chest, which you really can't see behind the tabard, Elementalist Tunic, Blade's Edge Mountains, Riven Dark is a rare you could basically take it from, but you could have to use some Deadly Force. And, of course, you could buy that on the auction house as well. The belt, part of the same tier set as the shoulders out of Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic. Now we're going to hook you up with the legs, part of the same drop set from Burning Crusade as the chest, also from from Blade Edge Mountains. Yeah. On the cast boots, Blackrock Deaths, which of course is vanilla. As you can see, the boss. Now we have a human dude showing the wrist. Keep in mind these are bracers out of Siege of Orgrimmar. 24% drop rate for the bracers. The back, Cloak of Certain Reprieve. It's a PvP piece from BC, so you got to head to the Nether Storm to pick that up. Moving on to the head, which is a quest reward out of Val Shara. It's just kind of like a golden hollow plate that you're wearing on your head. And the tabard, Shadowpan tabard, Talonlong Steps, Golden Exalted with the Shadowpan Quartermaster there. And the offhand, Drusvar, it's quest reward for Alliance only, obviously. Horde, you're going to have to find maybe some kind of brown book or something to hold. And the weapon, Firelands Heroic Shannock, 16% on the drop rate to pick up the dagger. Yeah, purple definitely works for Warlocks. And we have a Worgen showing the shoulder pads of Dao Dao Chung. Siege of Orgrimmar LFR, Sun Tenderheart, 15% on the drop rate for the Mist of Pandaria. Shoulders and the chest is straight out of Hellfire Citadel. Kilrog Deadeye drops the Ancient Gore-Stained Wrap at about a 12% drop rate. Doesn't look kind of stained to me. It looks very purple. Anyway, I mean, how do you get a purple stain on anything? I guess eggplants. I don't know. And the belt is Siege of Orgrimmar LFR. Malkorak is the boss, part of the same tier set as the shoulders. Not sure if that's a priest or a warlock tier, but anyway, that's those are the pieces Warlocks definitely can get. Dreadful Gladiators, Cape of Prowess, Mop PvP vendor, 1 mark of honor to get the cape. The feet, Primal Combatants, Treads of Cruelty, which of course is Alliance only. WoD PvP vendor, 2 marks of honor. Doing a spin, and as you can see, the cape, perfect timing. That's rare. The hands, Firecaller's Hand Wraps, Battle of Dazzlehar, heroic, and it's got a kind of a fair drop rate to get the purple hands, so we got a lot of purple going on here. Moving on to Lady Undead and the headpiece, which is straight out of Black Temple, Time Walking version, Mistress Alloradel, which I may not said correctly, but I don't really care. And the weapon, Baleful Spire, Tanan Jungle from Baleful Armaments. It's one of those crafted pieces that you're going to just have to find. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of time watching the video. My name is Luxeley. We have more xmogs, every single class in the game. You could check one of the links or surf around the channel. Tons and tons of Warlock xmogs. Once again, name is Luxeley. Keep in mind, whatever it is by you, morning, afternoon, or night, make it epic.